Your vinyl toy design looks amazing until color application blows your budget or your deadline. I'm Wao Wu, co-founder and overseas sales director at EDNTOY, and I'll help you pick UV printing versus hand painting the smart way. If you're a toy brand owner, Amazon seller, online shop owner, distributor, or importer choosing a production method, this is for you. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how cost plus lead time really shifts between UV and hand painting, how the collector feel changes your resale value and brand story, when big quantities force your hand on consistency and QC. Key point: hand painting is slower and more labor heavy. UV printing is faster and usually lowers unit cost as quantity rises. When I quote a vinyl toy project, I look at three things. How many pieces? How many colors? How fast do you need the first shipment? If you're planning 50, 200 pieces, hand painting can make sense as an artist series or hand-finished drop. But once you're talking 500, 1000 or mixed designs with many SKUs, UV printing almost always wins on cost and speed. Hand painting gives a warmer art toy feel. UV printing gives crisp lines and vivid, graphic-heavy color. High-end collectors following independent artists often prefer hand-painted texture, soft gradients, and weathering effects. For wider markets like pet lovers or gift shops, buyers like clear faces, readable names, and bright patterns. UV printing helps deliver that clarity at scale. Decide what your product page is selling: handmade aura or clean graphic punch. That one decision eliminates a lot of confusion. The bigger the order, the more UV printing helps you keep units consistent and makes QC easier. UV printing is more stable once the artwork, color profile, and machine parameters are set. Variation between Unit 1 and Unit 1000 stays small. 2100. Either method can work. Choose by style. 100, 500. UV is preferred if colors are complex. 500, 2000. Strong UV recommendation. 2000 plus. UV is almost always the only practical route. And reorders matter too. Many overseas clients reorder after 6 or 12 months. Matching a hand-painted feel later can be hard with a different team. With UV, you reload files and settings for a closer match. Hand painting wins for special effects and one-of-a-kind touches. UV wins for graphic-heavy designs and lots of artwork variations. Hand painting can do almost anything if you're willing to pay for time. Complex gradients, metallic highlights, weathering, scratches, rust, dry brush edges, signatures, unique numbering. Each piece can become truly one of a kind. UV is strong if you want many different designs on the same mold, like 10 colorways on one character. You switch artwork files instead of retraining painters. EDNTOY often uses a hybrid. UV printing for the base graphic, then small hand-painted highlights or metallic dry brush on top. Toy shape can decide the method. Hand painting adapts better to complex forms. UV works best when you can define printable zones and use stable jigs. Production teams look for a printable zone, where surfaces can be reliably printed. Sometimes the factory may suggest a sculpt adjustment, flatten the main design panel, or remove extreme undercuts in the printed area to stabilize UV printing and lower cost. Both methods may still need top coat, matte, or gloss varnish. UV has a hard surface but can still benefit from protective varnish for scratch resistance and consistent gloss. The best method isn't universal. It depends on your brand path and what fans expect. Independent artists often want 50-200 pieces with signatures and numbers. Hand painting fits that story. Distributors might want 5,000 plus units for big online campaigns. UV helps keep colors consistent and production scalable. A hybrid model can work, 100, 300. Hand-painted luxury signed and numbered pieces plus 1,000, 3,000 pounds, UV printed standard pieces at a lower price. So I always ask clients, how do you want people to talk about your brand? That answer usually tells us whether UV printing or hand painting should lead. If you only do 3 to 5 checks, do these. 1. Confirm your target quantity, like 50, 200 versus 500 plus, and pick the method that matches the batch reality. 2. Identify hero details, tiny text logos versus brush texture weathering, and match the method to that. 3. Check the sculpt for printable zones and deep recess risks before finalizing the mold. 4. Ask for a consistency plan for reorders, files, color settings, reference samples. 5. Decide if a hybrid makes sense. UV base plus hand highlights for premium feel. If you're looking to custom make figurines directly from the factory, feel free to reach out to EDNTOY. Website www.edentoy.com. WhatsApp +86 17858 843447.